welcome back to my channel, and today I have another DIY from the Dollar Tree for you. And let me show you what you'll need in case you want to make this project. It's going to be a really cute farmhouse hanging. You could call it wall art or something like that, but let me show you what you'll need to make the project. What you'll need is 2 of these 11 by 14 picture frames. And everything is coming from the Dollar Tree except the paint and the paint stir sticks. So you'll need 2 of these. And then you're going to need one of these little garden fences from the Dollar Tree. They are so cute. I just love them. Okay, and then you're going to need some paint stir sticks. You're going to need 8. And I just got these from Lowe's, and they're the thinner ones, and they're the really small ones. They're not like the gallon size. They're the smaller ones. So you'll need 8 of those. You'll need some aluminum foil. And you're going to need a glue gun, some foam brushes. And you're going to need some of the FolkArt Metallic Royal Gold. I've used this many, many times. And the FolkArt Metallic Antique Gold. And then the FolkArt Coffee Latte. I love this stuff. And then the Metallic Chocolate Brown FolkArt. Okay? So that's what you'll need. And you're going to need some Fix-All adhesive from the Dollar Tree or some E6000. And you're going to need a pencil. So let me flip this down so you can see what we're doing. Okay, the first thing you want to do is just turn your picture frames upside down and then just take the back off. And then I'm making what I've made many times with aluminum foil and painting it because I love the effect that it gives. So you just take your glass out of your picture frame and you just tear off some aluminum foil. You lay it down over it, take a pencil, trace around it, and then cut that out. And that's how we get what we need to go inside. And then what you do is just start just taking it and crumpling it and then straightening it back out, okay? So what we're gonna do first is I think I'm going to actually paint my picture frames, and so they can be drying. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this one out, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I also forgot to mention, you're gonna need some of these little wooden dowels that I had left over from another project, but you're gonna need, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them cut at 5.5 inches, okay? And then you're gonna need 5 of them cut at 4 1/4 inches. And they're just painted with the coffee latte because, like I said, they're left over from another project. And you can use the dowels that Dollar Tree sells. I bought those at Walmart a long time ago. And you're gonna need a well-loved brush. Okay. So let's start painting this. What I'm gonna do first is use my metallic chocolate brown. And you can see this picture frame is almost like a bronzy brown, but I wanna liven it up a little bit. It's in between a black and a bronze. I'm gonna pour some out. And you could spray paint these picture frames first if you wanted to. I just didn't this time. And I'm just gonna go over it and spray paint this. I'm not spray paint, I got it on my mind. I'm just gonna go over and sponge paint this with that beautiful bronze color. And you can see, I don't know if you can even see, but it is making it look a lot prettier. I don't know if it's picking up on camera or not, but I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera and paint both of these, and then I'll be right back. All right, I've painted both of these and it dries really quickly, but it gives it such a warm, really pretty look. I hope you can see it. So now what I'm doing is just painting this fence the same way. I'm just putting some paint right on my brush, and it doesn't have to be a whole lot, you know, just get it on there, the foam brush, and just brush it over, and it's turning it into a very pretty, it has a lot more highlights and warmth to it, I think. And it doesn't take very long for this stuff to dry. I really do like the acrylic, but if you wanted to spray paint this as well, you definitely could. Just make sure you get in the insides really well, because whatever angle you're looking at, you want to be able, that it looks pretty, and you don't want somebody to say, oh, they missed a spot or whatever. I mean, nothing's gonna be perfect, but you want it as close as you can to all covered. And you can see I'm not being particular at all, but it's covering nicely. And make sure you get the tops, because that's going to be seen, okay? So now our fence is painted, and I think it looks a lot better. So we're gonna set this aside to dry. All right, so what we're gonna do next is, I think we're gonna go ahead and start painting this, all right? Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with my metallic royal gold and just put it on a wider brush so I can cover more room. And besides, I'm almost out. That's the only little one that I have, and I've already used it. Okay, now I'm just gonna take some of this and dab it on here. And I'm just gonna start dabbing on here like I did those other projects that I did, and I'll link them below. I've done several this way, but it does give you a really nice look. Just go ahead and dab some of it off, because you don't want it to be too strong, and just go over and dab, and you don't have to be real particular, but we want this covered. And as soon as I get this all dabbed all over, and I do the other one, because I'm gonna do them at the same time, I'll be right back. All right, I've dabbed them both, and this is what we're getting so far, but we're not through. We're gonna layer this. I just want it to look very old and aged like metal. If you've been with me for a while, you know I love things to look very old. And you want this to dry in between, or you'll have just a muddy mess. So it usually takes about, maybe 10 minutes to dry, so you just want it dry to the touch. This isn't quite dry yet, and I doubt that this one is either, but you can see what we're getting. So I'm gonna go ahead and wait till this dries, and then I'll come back and put the antique gold on in the same manner. I'll be right back. Okay, I think this is dry enough. So now I'm gonna go in with my antique gold, and I'm gonna do the same thing. This is so simple, but it gives us such a nice look. It looks like it's so expensive, but it isn't. Okay, and we're just gonna take this and do the same thing. We're just gonna start. You just wanna keep layering your colors, and it's gonna give us, and try to hit places where you haven't been before, to kind of, you don't have to have all of your foil covered, but try to hit it in different places. And if you do overlap, that's all right, but you just want to kind of give it different dimensions and looks, like if it was really metal, how it would it's gonna just totally look old. So I think I know you have the drift of what I'm doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here for time purposes, and I'm gonna do this one and the other one, and then I'll be back when I have this done. Okay, I have this layered, and while this is drying, you can see it's starting to get richer and warmer and older looking. And I just have them set aside to dry, and it won't take them very long. And you could probably use a hairdryer on them if you wanted, but I thought I would go ahead and take my paint stir sticks that are from Lowe's and go ahead and just start putting some of this metallic chocolate brown, because I want to paint them and have them nice and dark. So all you have to do, it's really simple, is just paint them basically. And I chose not to use the side that has the blue on it because that would just really be hard to cover and it would use a lot of paint, and I don't really want that seen. So I'm just gonna go ahead and paint these and let these be drying, and then I'll be back. All right, I've painted these and you can see how much prettier they are. It really gives them a nice look, okay? Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna set these aside to dry, and it won't take them long at all. Matter of fact, they're probably already dry. And I'm gonna go back to doing this, okay? So, next what you want to do is just take some of this coffee latte right here and put it out on, and I'm using the same brush, it won't hurt anything. And I'm just gonna go ahead and dab it as well. And now I'm gonna also start dragging this. I'm gonna dab it, but I'm also gonna start dragging this down over all of this. Just dab it and then drag it. And then that will help us get an even more aged appearance. And the little wrinkles that we've made on our foil is gonna catch all this different things. So just go back and forth with it and just drag it. And you can see it's starting to really warm this up. Okay, now you can see what we're getting now. It's really so simple to do this, but it gives such an effect. All right, we're gonna put out a little bit more coffee latte. Just dab it on and then just drag it. Because I don't want to lose the other colors, but I definitely want to get this warmed up even more. But I know you know what I'm doing, so I'll go ahead and go off for time purposes, and then I'll be back when we get ready to do our last color. All right, this is dry now, and you can see how nice that's looking. And it looks old, and it looks like it's old metal or even maybe some old leather. But I really do like this effect, so you can see them both. Now what I'm gonna do for the final step for the foil is to take the metallic chocolate brown and just hit it in places just to warm it up, just like that. You don't want a whole lot of this. You just want it in places, and you want to be able to see it, because that's going to add more effect and make it look even older. And if you didn't want to use these colors, you could use any color that fit your decor. You wanted to give it kind of like a patina, you could do that. You could do so many different things. It's best if you just kind of dab it on there and then kind of smooth it. I found that that works better to get it on there. And just put it on as much as you think you want to warm it up and make it look even older. But that is what we're getting now. And I may add some more on that. I don't know. I'm going to go to my next one and look at it and do the same principle. But this is so easy And it's just layering paint on aluminum foil, and it really looks like something to me that you would see at Hobby Lobby or Kirkland's. Some of their old decor, it looks like it could be very Tuscan, and it's also going to have definitely a very strong farmhouse take on it. And you can put as much of the dark as you want on it or leave it a lot lighter. It's totally up to you, whatever you want and whatever you like, and there really isn't a right or wrong. It's whatever you like. So, and I just love it. Okay, so here is this one, and you can see it just looks old. I love it. Okay, now let me look at this one because I want them to be complementary. And I think I'm getting it very complimentary. And you can cover all the foil if you want, or you don't have to cover all the foil. It's entirely up to you. Okay, so I think I'm liking this really well, so I'm gonna set this aside. Now what I'm gonna do is go back to my stir sticks here and the fence. And then we'll be putting this together. It's so easy. All right, so what you wanna do is just take now your metallic royal gold and your antique gold. And all we're gonna do is just get our well-loved brush and do a little bit of dry brushing. That's all we're gonna do when it comes to this. So just dab your brush in there and then just sort of dab it off because you don't want a lot on there. And we're just gonna kind of lightly hit it. And I'm not even reloading. And then what we're gonna do is go ahead and hit our frames the same way. While we're in this color, just dab it off and just sort of just drag it down. And then we're gonna take the fence and do the same thing. Just dab and then just brush like this. Because we want different colors on our fence. And don't forget the top. Okay, so that is what we're getting. Everything is looking really nice. Okay, so the last step we're gonna do is take the antique gold and do the same thing. Just very lightly. We'll just hit our frame. But you can see what we're ending up with. I hope you can see. It's really pretty. I hope you can see it. I don't know. But I definitely don't want to lose all the other colors that I put on there. But I definitely want to spice it up a little bit, I guess you'd say. All right. And then the last thing we will do is the fence again. And just sort of hit it. And like I said, we don't want to turn it totally. And don't forget your top. And you don't have to be real particular with what you're doing, as you can see. Now we're going to set this over here. Then we're going to go back to this right here. And just slightly hit this with that. You really can't tell too much difference on these, I don't think. All right, now what we're gonna do is just turn this over. I'm pretty sure it's dry. And all you have to do is put your glass back in. Then what we're gonna do is just take this and put this right in here like this. And if it's a little big, that's fine. It's no big deal. Then we're gonna lay our back on top. And you can cut this to fit it much more exact. I just cut mine a hair bigger because I didn't want to find out that it would be too small. And this is what we have, and I love it. That in itself is gorgeous. It is so pretty, and it's so easy to do. If you would see that at Kirkland's or Hobby Lobby, ugh, you would pay a lot of money for that. Now we're going to flip this one over, same way. Put it right in there like that. And then just push this down. Make sure it's all going to be covered. Then put this back on. And if you wanted to leave this like this as a picture, you definitely could. And not take these other steps that I'm going to be taking. You could do that. And you can see this is what we have, and they're gorgeous. I love them. Okay, I'm pretty sure what I want to do is make this look like shutters, okay? So I'm just alternating these, like put this little indentation at the bottom and this at the top. So I'm just alternating these to give it some more interest, I think, okay? Now, I'm gonna put it like that, I think, and then take this one and put it about like that. Or you could use those real pretty rosettes that Michael's or Hobby Lobby sells. I've done that in the past too. All right, and I'm gonna do the same thing over here. I'm gonna mimic it in the same direction. Okay, and this time I'm going to put, I think, this in that direction. And I think that's gonna be adorable. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just glue these down. Now you can use E6000 if you want. I'm not going to. I'm just going to use glue, hot glue. But I will probably tear mine back loose again, but this is just for time purposes, and do the E6000 and the hot glue to hold it until the E6000 sets. And you want to try to get it as evenly spaced as you can and as straight as you can. I'm just eyeballing it, but I think this is gorgeous. And remember, we're trying to make this look old anyway, so if it's not perfect, that's fine too. Okay, we'll put this about right here. And then we'll take this other one and we'll just put it, probably about right in through. You can either put it at the top, but I think I'm gonna split the difference with mine. Okay, and just press down on that. Okay, and that's what we have so far. I love it, okay? Now we're gonna do the same thing to this one. So for time purposes, I know you know what I did. I'm gonna do this and I'll be right back. Okay, now I have these glued on, so when I get to this one, I want to alternate it. This one was tilted in that direction, so I wanna make this one in this direction, so it will really look like it's shutters. All right, I'm just gonna put it about like that. Okay, and press down. Okay, now this is what we have so far, and if you just wanted to hang these, they would be gorgeous. But we're not gonna stop. Okay, now we're gonna take our fence and do this to it. And oh my gosh, I get so excited. Okay, let's look. We want to make sure that we have this in here nice and even. Okay, because I want it to be even. What we're going to do is I'm going to put some glue right down through here and right down through here. Now this is where you definitely want to use E6000 or Fix All adhesive, because this won't hold. And you don't want it to fall off and break your beautiful little design you just made. Okay, now we're going to press down. Okay, then we're going to take this one, do the same thing. We're going to put it right down through here. And then I think I'm just going to put it on the inside of this picture frame. And then down this side. And we're just going to flip this. Make sure we have it fairly even. And just press down. Okay, what I'm doing now is taking these little wooden dowels, and they're painted with the coffee latte. And I'm just going to take, I'm only going to use 2 of them. I changed my mind, that are 4 1/4 inches long. And then I'm going to use 6 of them that are 5 1/2 inches long to just sort of embellish this further. So all I'm going to do is just put some glue on the backs of these. And you wouldn't have to do this if you didn't want to do it, but I think it's going to give it a nice effect. Try to clean up my glue. And just try to put them in the center of those 8x10, of that 8x10 picture frame, down in the groove. As close to the center as you can get it. We'll go over here. And this almost looks like little handles to me. Okay guys, here it is. Like I said, it's not where I'm going to put it, but I just need some help to hang it, and I have to finish the back with the foam board to give it more stability. But definitely use E6000 and the hot glue when you're making this, but it is so pretty. You can just see all those different colors really brought everything to life. I just love it. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, bye guys.